Kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my recipe for lamb and cabbage. Yes, that sounds like a whole different kind of recipe, right? But guys, sometimes we have to be creative. Sometimes we have to step outside the box. And those are the times when we find the most amazing recipes and ingredients. So today I'm going to be sharing my recipe with you guys for lamb and cabbage. So in here I have about 2 to 3 pounds of lamb washed and cleaned and cut into small pieces, and I will be seasoning this lamb with some salt. So I'm gonna put salt to taste, and I will add some black pepper because black pepper give that nice flavor and bring out the sweetness of the lamb. And I want to add in here some blended up garlic, thyme, and green onion, and I have some pepper in there as well. So I'm gonna put that because we want to flavor this meat up, guys. And this is lamb from New Zealand. I'm using grass-fed lamb. And then in here I want to put in some thyme, extra thyme, because I have thyme in the blend up seasoning. But I find thyme really flavor lamb very well. So I'm gonna add the thyme and the stem and everything because the stem have a lot of rich flavor in there. So you can always pull them out or fish them out after. So guys, and along with that, I'm gonna add about a spoon of cassereep. And what cassereep is made of yucca or cassava. And they grate yucca or cassava and boil it until they get with some pepper or spices or salt, or sometimes just like that, until it gets dark in color and rich, and it will become like a sauce. So I'll show you guys what that is. And this is the bottle it came in, and I got this one from Guyana. This was made by Clarence and up the east coast of Demerara, and you can find these in any West Indian store. I bring mine back from Guyana when I came, and I'm just gonna add one teaspoon because a little goes a long way. Just a little, because this is very thick, and it is when you put a little, it will surely do a great big job. So I don't want to put too much. I'm just putting 1 teaspoon, and that's gonna give it enough color, and it helps the meat to cook a little bit faster, and it also preserves the meat. I find when you put cassereep in your any meat or any dish, it wouldn't spoil or it wouldn't go bad quickly. So the stove is on. I'm putting a little bit of coconut oil in here, and I will put the lamb into there. I want to mix up all the seasoning that I have in here. The seasoning with the cassereep and the thyme and salt and black pepper. I just want to mix everything in. And guys, I have sunlight in my kitchen that make me so excited. So excited for sunlight in my kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to pour this into here. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna let this cook down until all the water is dried out. And this looks nice already. So I will cook this down until all the water is dried out, and then I'll pressure it for a little bit until the meat is nice and tender. And then after we finish with that, we'll add it into the cabbage that I'm cooking. But before I do all that, I want to show you the ingredients that we're going to be using. So these are the ingredients we're going to use to cook the cabbage. We already seasoned the lamb. So these are the ingredients. I have 5 green onions that I wash and clean. I have 3 small onions. I tend to use up all my big onions, and the smaller ones are getting growing on me, so I have to start using these. I have 3 small onions, and here I have 2 flavored wirrie pepper. I'm using a yellow one and a red one because they have different flavors. And here I have some more thyme that I'll be adding into the dish. So I'm gonna start cutting these up, and then I will come back and show you the next step. Cooking up nicely, and it's at the stage where I want to add the water. But before I do so, I have some garlic. I have 2 cloves of garlic that I'm gonna add into this part of it, and I will add my water, and then I will put this lamb to pressure. You see how the color is nice from the cassereep? That's what I like about the cassereep. So now I'm gonna add some water that I had warming up. I always warm my water to put into my dishes because I don't want the cooking process to slow down. And this here is like 3 cups of water just to pressure the meat to make it soft before I add it to the cabbage. So I'm gonna do this for 20 to 25 minutes, and then we will come back and show you guys the next step. Okay guys, so this is the cabbage, and I want to peel off the top layers of this cabbage because sometimes they are not good to cook. They get ripe on or yellow on those top leaves. So I like to peel those ones off, and this one here is the rest of the good cabbage. So I'm gonna cut this cabbage in half. This is a nice cabbage. I'm gonna cut this cabbage in half, and then I want to leave a little piece to make something else. So I'll use this much of the cabbage to cook this in this dish. So what I usually do in here, I have a bowl full of water. So while I'm cutting my cabbage, I'll put it in here to wash it, because just in case if there is anything like sand or anything in here, I don't want it to be in the food, because you never know what can get in there, or a bug or something. I like to wash the cabbage before I cook it. So guys, I'm gonna cut this up, and then I will wash as I put it in the water to wash as I'm cutting. And then once I finish cutting this up, and cabbage take no time to cut, then I'll show you guys how we prepare it. So guys, the lamb is finished cooking. It's nice and tender, and I pressure it for half an hour, so 30 minutes, and it's nice and soft. So I took it out from the little bit of water that was left because I don't need that water. And I have some oil on the stove that I will be adding into my seasoning. And I'm gonna go in with the onions. So I'm adding the onions here and the green onions as well. And I just wanna cook this for like a minute or two. And then and I'm using the same pot that I pressured the meat in, because I want the flavor from this pot. I want to keep everything in there. I don't want to, I want some of the goodness to sink into this cabbage dish. And so I'll cook this for like a minute or two. And then I have my cabbage in the water here. Like I cut it and put it in here because I said I'm washing it from anything, like any dust or anything that might be in there. I always cut it and put it in some water. So while this is cooking up here, I'm gonna add back in here to that fresh seasoning all the meat. And then I will give this a stir. Yep. So I will I'm gonna stir this up, and then You can add some tomato sauce or you can add some tomato paste, but I'm gonna add a little bit of tomato sauce after I put the cabbage in, because this lamb already have a nice color from the cassereep that I put in. And at this point here now, my stove is on high heat. I will go in and add my cabbage. And cabbage sometimes look like if it's a lot, because when you cut it, it tends to the layer tends to go off, and then it looks like if it's a lot. But when you cook it down, it usually turn half the amount you actually put into it. So I'm gonna wash all the rest of the cabbage. I want to give it a stir at this point, because if I wait till I put in everything, it's gonna be harder to turn. So I'm gonna
sprinkle water on me.
Sorry. So I'm gonna put this in now, the rest of the cabbage, and this take no time now because the meat is already cooked. So all you need is to cook a little bit more. Cabbage you can eat it raw, and you don't have to overcook cabbage. So this process is gonna be very a short process. So I'm taking out all the cabbage from the water that I had it washing in, and then I poured our water out. Yep. So at this point here, I'm gonna add my thyme. I have thyme here. I have to cut these two pepper. I have some thyme and the rest of the green onion that I'm gonna add on the top. And I will add some salt, and I'm not gonna put a lot because I had salt in the lamb, and if I need to add any more salt later, I'll taste and I'll add. So about 1 teaspoon. And then what goes really nice with cabbage is black pepper. So I'm gonna add some here, but because I'm gonna add 2 of my flavored, sorry guys, because I'm gonna add 2 of my flavored wirrie pepper, I don't want to add too much black pepper, then I'll have too much heat in the dish. So I will stir this up, and once the heat get all over this cabbage, it's gonna go down half the amount, so it won't look this much. So I'm gonna stir this, and then I'll cover it down and leave it so that steam can cook the cabbage a little, and it would I can get to turn it better. Let's check this out. See, it's already gone down, reduced to half the amount we put in. So at this point here, what I want to do, I want to add 2 things. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of tomato sauce in here.
That smells so good.
It smells very yummy. And I want to add my tomatoes that I cut up, 1 whole tomato. And then I will add in my 2 wirrie pepper that I cut up. So that's gonna give flavor at this point. So now I can turn it better because it's not so full. And I will turn this up and let some of the water, because now it's very watery, cook out. And then once that water is cooked out, it's gonna be done and ready to eat, ready to serve. So if you notice already, I can smell that wirrie pepper. I hope it's not too much. You can see already that the color is changing from that whitish color to a nice pink color, and that's because of the tomato sauce. Like I said, you can put tomato paste, you can put anything of your choice that you want to put to have a little bit more color. And you can also add tomatoes. So I'm gonna let this cook down until the water is all gone, and once the water is gone, it's gonna be ready for dinner.
It smells so good. I have the best mom ever.
So here it is. The cabbage went right down to so much less than what we put it in, and it's all done now. The water is cooked out. All the water from the cabbage is done. I'm gonna put this into a dish so you guys can see, because it's a deep, my pressure cooker, I'm cooking it in. So I'll pour it out in something else and then I'll show you guys how it looks. Okay guys, so this is the finished product. The cabbage cooked with lamb in tomatoes and tomato sauce. It is, my kitchen is smelling amazing. It's a beautiful dish. If you never cook cabbage with lamb before, you should give it a try. And if you don't have lamb, or if you don't eat lamb, you can try it with chicken, you can try it with beef, you can try it with pork, whatever you like. But this is one way of me getting my red meat intake. So I like to cook lamb once in a while. So I'll try some here. I'm gonna take out some and I will do the taste test, because I don't do my video without a taste test. So I'm gonna dish out some and let you guys know how it tastes. So guys, it's a beautiful dish. Look at that. Looks so lovely. So I have some in a plate here. You can see the lamb on the top, and the lamb is pressured so soft that it's flaking out in the dish. So I'm gonna taste for you guys.
Sorry.
And then let you guys know how it tastes. So let me mix some up. The cabbage I'm gonna eat it with rice. So I have some rice here, and I wanna taste a bite of it. Jess, you can come closer. A bite of it with the lamb and the cabbage. So cheers guys, it's very hot. So good. The meat is nice and soft. The cabbage is so nicely flavored. You can taste some garlic and thyme and all those other, I can taste so much of the pepper, the wirrie pepper, and a little hint of the black pepper. Guys, look how the lamb is falling apart. And this tastes so good with tomatoes and tomato sauce. Oh my God. You guys have to try this dish.
Mom,
another bite.
Mommy, it looks so good. Can I have a try?
You can certainly come. Let me feed you some. That is so good.
Can I have some too?
Of course.
Mom, Dad, you did a good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Nobody can cook better than you.
Okay, Jess, thank you. So guys, please try this recipe. Like I said, you don't have to do lamb. If you don't have lamb, you can change up your meat. This is my intake of red meat. This is how I get my red meat intake. And I'm using New Zealand lamb. And this dish is so quick to make. Cabbage take no time to cook. But what I did first, I pressured the meat. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to my video, please do so. Please remember to press the notification bell. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you would like me to make next. Until then, I will be enjoying my plate of cabbage and lamb stew with rice. You and your family stay safe and keep washing those hands. Bye for now.